passed away. A spokesperson has confirmed the performer passed away after a long illness at her home in Switzerland. The U.S.-born star was one of the best-loved female rock singers, known for her onstage presence and a string of hits. In a Facebook post on her official page, her spokesperson says what we all feel. Tina, we will dearly miss you.
Another big story we're following this afternoon. Today marks 1 year since a massacre at a Texas elementary school. 19 children and 2 adults died that day. It's hard to forget the horrific day in Uvalde, Texas.
It's one of the deadliest school shootings in Texas history. There's still a memorial there to honor the victims. Schools in Uvalde are all closed for a day of remembrance.
And even after a year, families are understandably still dealing with pain and frustration.
For Andrea Herrera, surviving the mass shooting in Uvalde is still a daily recurrence.
It just goes in my mind, just like in loops.
She was not only at Robb Elementary that day, but her stepbrother, 10-year-old Jose Flores, was killed in the classroom next door. Andrea is still haunted by the thought of Jose's whereabouts during the shooting.
I always imagine him like how his face is, and he's scared.
Andrea's mother, Cynthia, says her kid's mental health and school performance keeps declining, and the tension in town increasing.
Does it ever make you want to leave?
Yes, for sure.
Why are you still here?
Well, because he's here.
I'll see.
Yeah. And it's harder just to pick up and leave.
Brett Cross, too, is tethered to Uvalde after burying his 10-year-old Uzziah Garcia.
If I stop, I'm useless.
For Cross, leaving Uvalde would also mean giving up on a year-long fight for answers and change.
To do what is right. You want me to stop? I've lost a kid. I ain't got anything else to lose.
Perhaps the most pressing failure, 376 law enforcement officers for more than 20 agencies waiting for 77 minutes before breaching through a classroom door.
There were officers in there that could have ended it, but were told to stand down, and they listened.
To mend the broken trust, the mayor of Uvalde, Don McLaughlin, recently hired an assistant police chief from outside the town. But like the families of the victims, McLaughlin is still waiting for results from the local district attorney's criminal investigation.
In 1 year's time, I've had not one briefing, not one.
Parents this week and last week have been visiting Robb Elementary for the first time since their children were killed in that classroom. It's something that some families asked for and that had been prevented because of the ongoing investigation. Robb Elementary will be demolished at some point, pending a court order. Lilia Luciano, CBS News, Uvalde, Texas.
And that investigation is still in the hands of the Texas Rangers. Once that's over, the district attorney will determine whether any criminal charges will be filed.
The lives of the families who lost loved ones that day have forever been changed. The mother of Tess Matta, a 4th grader killed in the shooting, has spent the last year grieving her child while trying to keep 20 others safe. Every day, Veronica Matta visits a mural honoring her daughter Tess on her way to work. She is a kindergarten teacher in Uvalde. Matta says she wonders how she would keep her students safe if a gunman were to enter her classroom. Every day, she asks her daughter for strength to carry on another day.
I have a picture of Tess on my nightstand, and I just look at it and I just tell her, Tess, give me the strength, baby girl, help me get up. Help me get up today. Help me be the teacher that I need to be today, and just to teach my kids and go about the day. And we have to learn how to relive our lives, because our lives are not the same and our lives will never be the same. So there's always that piece missing.
Veronica and other victims' families make the 3-hour drive to the Texas Capitol every Tuesday, where they advocate for gun safety legislation.
President Biden reflected on the tragedy just a few minutes ago. He also shared his thoughts on what needs to be done.
There will come a point where our voices are so loud, our determination so clear, that we can no longer be stopped. We will act.
Biden has been pushing for stricter gun laws since taking office.
Winston-Salem police have made an arrest in a robbery turned murder last week. Police say Armand Deshaun Hardy is in custody, charged with murder, armed robbery, and first-degree burglary. You might remember this incident at a local student housing complex on Quincy Drive. Police believe 3 people were at 21-year-old Deonta McCarn's apartment to rob him. Investigators say the robbery turned violent and someone shot and killed McCarn. Police now have Hardy in custody for his alleged involvement. He is being held at the Forsyth County Detention Center without bond.
Thomasville police aren't saying much about the circumstances surrounding the shooting death of a 15-year-old boy late last week. We know Jeremy Redwine Jr. died from a gunshot wound to the head, and a 14-year-old is charged with possession of a stolen firearm. Investigators say more charges could be coming, but that's about it. To be clear, police aren't saying whether the teen was the one who pulled the trigger.
In Alamance County, we're getting a better understanding of an elaborate crime ring targeting local parks. They are part of a group known by law enforcement as the Felony Lane Gang. Criminals break into vehicles at parks, then use stolen credit cards to quickly buy gift cards at nearby stores. Investigators say they come in waves, and this time thieves are staking out in parks and secluded areas where there's not a lot of foot traffic. They've already hit Cedar Park and Shadow Ford parks in Alamance County. They say they're not local to the area and are known to travel from state to state in rental cars with fake tags, looking for vehicles at parks with valuables inside to steal. Law enforcement agencies are still looking for the suspects in both of these robberies.
Winston-Salem police are warning about scammers calling people pretending to be officers. Investigators say the criminals ask for money for missing a court date and warn of being arrested if they don't pay up. Police say they would never ask you for money and to report it if you get a call like this.
Another day like yesterday, and tomorrow, another day like today. We're in this stretch, right, where we just see that mix of sun and clouds, kind of variably cloudy. You look at our time lapse here in the morning hours, you saw a little bit of that haze out there, and then sun peeking in and out pretty much all day long. Same story again tomorrow. We think also on Friday. It is Saturday, unfortunately, just in time for our weekend. You know how this works. In 2023, we've seen more weekends with rain and weekdays without rain than we've had in a long time. In fact, we see more rain on the weekend, period. That's the case again as we head into the next couple of days. Mid-70s for most of us today, low to mid, we would say. Current readings at 73 in Greensboro, 75 for Burlington and Asheboro. Lexington also in the mid-70s along with High Point. Mount Airy 74 and Walnut Cove at 75. Wind's not that big of a deal right now. 5 to 10, some of them up to 15. It can be breezy, probably the best way to term that, but overall not bad. 53 will be that low tonight, which means that's tomorrow morning's temperature, so a little bit cool. High temperatures only up to 73 tomorrow with scattered clouds. Again, take advantage of the rest of the day today and Thursday and Friday while you can, because that rain is on the way. Let's go out to the bigger picture here. Not a whole lot to see in the south for now. It's because of that ridge of high pressure, but if you watch at the bottom of your screen, here comes a coastal low developing and then a cold front from the north. Not a whole lot of precipitation with that cold front yet, but it's when this low starts to move up and throw some of that moisture inland that we see those rain chances going up, which means a lot of folks trying to head to the beach for Memorial Day. The issue with that is that is a coastal low, so even a greater chance probably of those showers along the coastal sections than anywhere else, even here. And we're at a 50 to 60% chance for Saturday, Sunday. In the meantime, partly cloudy for Thursday and Friday, good weather, 73 and 70. It's a cool rain on Saturday, 65. That's probably our heaviest rain. And then Sunday, it's kind of on and off scattered showers, same story Monday, but chances drop to 40% for Monday. We're only in the mid to upper 60s for your weekend for highs, lows in the low 50s. And then by Memorial Day, the high of 72. We'll start to dry out next week, Tuesday and Wednesday, 76 and 80 with overnight lows approaching 60 by Wednesday morning.
If your child needs vaccinations, the Guilford County Department of Public Health can help. Today, they are hosting a student vaccination opportunity. It just started 15 minutes ago. North Carolina law requires rising 7th graders to have 1 dose of the Tdap and MCV vaccines. Rising 12th graders are required to have a booster dose of the MCV vaccine. If students do not show proof of vaccinations before the 30th day of school, they risk being excluded from class. The clinic runs until 6 tonight at the Greensboro and High Point offices. You do need to call to set up an appointment. The number is 336-641-3245.
The American Red Cross is asking you to donate blood ahead of the busy summer season. It says there's been a drop in donation appointments that could impact patients in the weeks ahead. Type O blood is especially needed since it's the universal blood type. A couple weeks ago, you might remember the FDA eased donation rules for gay and bisexual men, allowing those in monogamous relationships to give blood. Now all donors will be screened with a new questionnaire based on HIV risks.
The Triad has so many activities to enjoy the outdoors. If you plan on getting outside this summer, it is important to be prepared just in case something goes wrong. The Wake Forest University School of Medicine are helping train people to do just that. In just over an hour, the Bandages and Brews event will kick off. The university is partnering with Fiddle and Fish Brewing Company for the outdoor safety event. Attendees will receive practical advice on building a first aid kit and how to act in emergency situations they could encounter.
You know, some would say we're in the sweet spot for racing fans, and we just finished the All-Star race in North Wilkesboro this weekend, the race in Charlotte, but one community physically in the sweet spot, and that would be Lexington. This event is free and open to the public. It is this Friday, May 26th from 4 to 9. It's called the Pit Stop, the Lexington Pit Stop Party. They have a full schedule for race fans heading to Charlotte.
We already have folks who literally make a pit stop in Lexington on their way to the Charlotte racetrack every year. So that's where the idea came from, and we're just trying to create one big event where race fans can enjoy Lexington pit stops, some live music, and racing all in one place.
So the lineup is really impressive actually for the event. It has a little something for everybody, including all different ages.
We have Problem Child, which is a tribute to AC/DC. They will be our band performing for the night. And then, of course, we're having Lexington-style barbecue, so got to put the pit in pit stop. And then we'll have Children's Vineyard serving wine. We'll have Goose and Monkey Brew House, Bull City Cider Works, plus some fun things for the kids. And then RCR will be there with stock cars as well on display, so you can take photos and have fun with that.
So the idea, they said, is obviously Lexington's kind of on the way to Charlotte for a lot of people. You can just pull off the parties from 4 to 9. She even said some of the local hotels have specials in case someone wants to stay the night and then go to the race the next day. So
nice.
It's a neat idea.
I think it's a great idea, a way to capitalize on an event that's not happening in your city, and I'm sure a lot of people are going to be drawn to take part in this.
Barbecue.
Yeah,
and
barbecue. When she said that, I said,
And if anybody knows how to throw a barbecue party, it's the city of Lexington, right? The Lexington Barbecue Festival. I mean, what a great idea. And you could even take the train. I guess the train doesn't stop in Lexington during this event.
Well, it does stop in Lexington if you're heading toward Charlotte, because I've taken it for Panthers games, and it stops whether you're getting off there or not. So yes, you could do that.
And then those not just going to see racing, just people who want to enjoy a good time, get out of the neighborhood, people in Greensboro, if you're looking for something to do, that's something, you know, you could check out.
I'm sure you have to pay, you have to pay for your food and drinks and stuff, but to be there, experience the music, see the stock cars, they're going to have real race cars there for you to look at. All that's free.
And the folks in Lexington say they have the best barbecue in town, in the state.
Pretty much is what they say.
And I mean, if you're looking for a place that's like very central to NASCAR just in general, I mean, Davidson County, Randolph County, I mean, that is where racing is from, so it's cool.
Totally free, no reason not to go.
Now I want some barbecue.
Yeah, me too.
We always got to bring our food here.
That's every day for us, every day. We'll be right back. You know, we try to find the silver lining in these forecasts because I know weekend rain is not what you want to hear, but at least temperatures are good. If you like slightly cooler and comfortable weather, you're in luck all the way through the weekend. It's just we have to have a little rain dumped on us for Saturday. I really think Saturday is probably the best chance of seeing a heavier shower here or there. It's not an all day, all night rain event. It's just you're more likely to see a quick little heavy shower on and off. Sunday and Monday are intermittent and scattered, so at least we have that. But it is raining for the holiday weekend. 73 in the Triad right now. Columbia, South Carolina at 79. We look at regional temperatures right now. Asheville at 75, Elizabeth City at 67, and Wilmington, beautiful down that way with 81 degrees right now and scattered clouds. We will see more clear skies overnight tonight, but still some cloud cover in the short term. It's really a varying sky. When we say variably cloudy, that means the sun peeking in and out, and that's exactly what we get again tomorrow and Friday as well. Saturday, we build those clouds in with the afternoon showers moving in by that time. It's something we're watching because it's a coastal low that's developing down off the coast of Florida. It will be moving up to the north. There is a weak trailing cold front that will help to keep it toward the coast. However, enough of that moisture does get thrown back inland that we could see a shower or two. Here's what it looks like on the surface chart. So there's the low, it's moving north. Notice the cold front. Now we're into Friday morning early, and you get the idea. Coastal sections, we'll see even more rain than we'll see here in central North Carolina. And maybe even by Friday afternoon, our coast, at least the southeastern parts of the coast from say Topsail and Wilmington down to the Grand Strand in South Carolina, we'll start to see showers Friday as well. So kind of a washout for a beach weekend, but still that rain, some of that will make it inland. And for us, we're looking at more of say a 50% chance of rain or thereabouts for our Saturday, and then a 40% for Sunday and Monday. So things will change a little bit. So for tonight, in the short term, it's just scattered clouds. We will see cool conditions with 53 for the overnight low. Winds aren't really an issue. They're northeast and light. Tomorrow, though, 73, winds start to pick up just a little bit, 10 to 15 out of the northeast, and that is a cooler flow for us that will stay with us through the weekend. Notice overnight lows kind of lock into the low 50s. That's for Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for that matter. Rain chances 60% Saturday, 50% Sunday, and highs only in the mid to upper 60s. So that is a cool rain for Saturday afternoon and evening. Sunday and Monday, it's kind of an on and off rain. You'll see a little bit here or there. Rain chances do drop by Memorial Day proper. We're down to 40% chance then. And the exact opposite as the rain chances drop, temperatures go up. 72 Monday, 76 Tuesday, and really by the time we get into the work week, Tuesday, Wednesday, partly cloudy skies, not bad. 76 on Tuesday, and we'll approach 80, which really is where we should be. Our normal high this time of the year is 79 degrees.
The North Carolina Zoo has reopened the renovated baboon habitat. The Baboon Band, as it's called, has been living behind the scenes during the 2-year renovation, which includes Ethiopian architecture to honor their roots. There is also plenty of room for the baboons to play. They now have a 40-foot climbing area.
All right, we're also keeping an eye out at the Greensboro Science Center. Holly, the pygmy hippo, is still pregnant. We're very excited because that baby should arrive anytime now. The last time we did check in with them, they said that Holly should deliver sometime before the end of this month.
Very exciting. So what is your favorite animal to see at the zoo or aquarium? I asked you on my Facebook page. Mark Propel says bobcats. They have keen senses and I feel incredible beauty. Kesey Kathy at the zoo, all the monkeys. At the aquarium, the dolphins. I love a good dolphin show. Angelia Faison, otters. They are so cute and playful. Lamont J says giraffes. They are beautiful and weird. And then Larry McCraw says at the zoo, my relatives. At the aquarium, my in-laws. I had to put that one in there. They give me a good chuckle.
That's a good one. That is good. I love that. I really like all animals. I think they're fascinating in their own ways. And I even like when you go through parts of the science center and they have crazy looking bugs. I even like that.
Really? Yeah, I just don't like the spiders. Everything but the spiders.
Yeah, that
they asked me to hold a tarantula for a segment one time. I can't do that. It's just feeling those legs.
Yeah, a snake, yes, I could do it. A spider. I've held a snake before, but a tarantula, I don't think I could do
It's
it.
because I'm afraid that at any moment they can bite you so fast and there's nothing you can do.
And then they spin you up in a web and you're done forever.
No.
I guess my favorite at the zoo would have to be the monkeys. I just think that they're so intelligent and they have such big personalities. A couple of weeks ago, I just went down a rabbit hole on Instagram looking at monkey videos, people who have pet monkeys or chimpanzees, and they're almost like little people.
They are.
They are so bright and intelligent.
I told you I watched that Chimp Empire documentary on Netflix, and they said that they have 98% of the same DNA that we do. So we only have 2% difference in our DNA from chimps. It's
and
pretty
look
amazing.
at how different we are.
I know.
Yeah.
And just the 2% makes that big of a difference.
I love, basically the bigger the animal, the more I like it. So the polar bears, I just love.
That was a
They're
popular one
huge.
on the list.
So big, but my favorite is probably the giraffe. I just love seeing when you see like a herd of them at the zoo and then they start running because they're just so huge.
And they're so unique looking too. You know, just
Majestic.
how long the necks are and they're beautiful and strong and elegant. Yeah.
Reminds me of the Lion King.
Yes, yes, it does. Do you get caught? I get caught in animal documentaries. Like if I'm flipping by, I have to watch a little bit of it.
And the person sounds like this. The turtle looks and stares for his prey.
I've always wondered how they get the cameras to be so
or it'll be like in the lion's mouth. And I said, whose job was that? That looks pretty,
I don't get that.
pretty difficult.
It's incredible. There's a show also called Secret Life of the Zoo.
Okay.
Or Secrets of the Zoo.
Oh,
and
yes.
they do a lot at the Tampa Zoo. And it's just really neat to see behind the scenes different stuff.
When I did a segment one time on them cleaning the tiger's teeth. Because they have to put them to sleep in anesthesia to clean their teeth. So to get a checkup, they have to, you don't want to be there.
Leave it to the professionals to do that job.
Let them do that. All right, we'll take a commercial break. Be right back.
Oh, there's
the hippo
where's
watch.
The hippo? Oh.
She's resting. Welcome back to the 4 to 5. Eric Chilton here with Lauren Coleman and Chad Silva, all present and accounted for.
Howdy.
Yep.
I went outside today when I woke up, grabbed a coffee, and just like scrolled through anything on my phone just because I was outside and I was just taking in the sun. It was beautiful.
So you didn't run any miles today?
No running miles. Nope.
I was shocked when you said, because I didn't know you ran. I thought
Me neither.
I thought this was an occasional once in a blue moon thing, and you said I ran 3 miles, and I was like, what?
Oh, yeah.
That's a 5K.
Impressive. A lot. I mean, you have some people who don't even want to walk half a mile, so you ran 3. That's awesome.
But I haven't. I mean, I biked 10 miles the next day.
You bike? I have never heard you talk about your. You're just full
of surprises. It was a stationary bike though, so it wasn't like I was like out in.
So you're going boating tomorrow morning. I mean,
rowing, right?
Rowing. Yeah, just full of surprises.
It's going rock climbing on Thursday.
So I just sat outside, but yeah, I mean, it was just beautiful to be outside.
Yeah,
right now.
and we have another couple days, and then things are going to change for us. So we'll talk about that in just a minute.
All right. Well, really a cool, unique story that Eric has kind of been following over the past couple of months. A Guilford Tech esports athlete is making history. Garrett Palmer got a scholarship to a school in Tennessee.
He is the first esports athlete at the school to receive a scholarship like this. He says it started with his little brother.
It all started just wanting to kind of play with my brother, and then I played Rocket League for fun. I mostly played it because like it's fun to be good at something, you know. So I played it like more casually, mostly still like fun. And then eventually, once I started playing here, I started taking it more serious, like not as casual.
Palmer tried out for the Rocket League team and in a year has grown to Grand Champion 3 level. Now he is one of the top 5,000 players in the world. Woo! And this is according to his coach, Tu Nguyen.
So this is a momentous occasion because it is the first, and for him to go to such an amazing school such as Cumberland and compete on their team at a national level, at the varsity level, he has potential to be in the top, even 100 in the world. His ability to lead, be an in-game impact as a player and a leader is amazing, things that he may have not had the opportunity if he had not gone involved with the program.
This is just so amazing because it makes me think about, at least when I was growing up, when this wasn't a sport, parents would say no video games after school or wait till the weekend.
Right.
But now, if you see your kids playing video games, they could get scholarship money. I mean, this is just so amazing.
And I didn't, I had really only ever heard of esports when you started doing stories on it. It was over at UNCG, right?
Yeah, UNCG has an esports arena, which is fabulous. And then my twins, who are in college now, Bryce was on the Rocket League team for his college, and he called me one day. He goes, "Hey, we're playing Duke," because he knows, maybe being a Carolina guy. And so they have tournaments. However, Alex, his twin, is just now getting into Call of Duty esports at Savannah College of Art and Design, and they do have scholarships for certain games. So he said if they add Call of Duty to their list, he could get a scholarship by being on that team for the next 2 years, possible.
Wow,
it's amazing.
It's really cool. Well, the digital world is growing every day, and students from all over the world are immersing themselves in the metaverse.
It trades traditional lessons for virtual ones. Britain even launched its first virtual reality classroom.
Putting your thinking cap on in this classroom means strapping on a virtual headset, a window into the digital world where anything can happen.
That Saturn is way too big. Needs to come back down, please.
From exploring the planets to visiting world-renowned museums.
There's a deeper understanding because they can manipulate an object, they can see it from all sides, they can see how it works.
These British students log into their metaverse school, connecting them with classmates from around the world.
The Metaverse School is a digital twin, an exact copy of this building in virtual reality that brings together students from all around the world to be taught in virtual reality. So 84 different schools in 24 different countries.
Using VR, not the magic school bus, they can shrink down to investigate the human body.
Up closer to you.
It was really cool how I got to put the heart in a different place, because if you were in a normal classroom, you can't do that.
Some of the most impressive things we can do are science experiments that would otherwise be impossible or too dangerous to do in a classroom.
The technology can also help the past come alive.
We've used it in history to go back in time, experience things like World War II from the ground.
By bringing lessons to life, teachers say students learn more while literally reaching for the stars. Ian Lee, CBS News, London.
And consider this if you're skeptical. Research shows people who learn through virtual reality are 150% more engaged.
Now that's pretty cool. Well, today 12 athletes were inducted into the Guilford County Sports Hall of Fame. This year they honor 2 legends, those who have passed away, and 10 laureates. Our Tracy McCain emceed the event today, and we talked to some of the inductees about what it means to them.
This feels very special to me, especially when I look at the other inductees, and Coach Carter is here, who was my favorite coach I've ever had. And all of these people from High Point Central, that really made such a special place for me to land in high school, and supported me and loved me and have supported me since then as well. It feels really wonderful.
It's worth it. And I'm glad to be here, and her rearing me up has got me to this point.
The Guilford County Sports Hall of Fame started in 2005 and honors athletes every year. There are now 186 members. New rules for short-term rentals are headed to Greensboro. City Council passed a new ordinance last night. Those regulations include having only 2 adults allowed per bedroom, no publicity promoted events that exceed 2 times the guest limit, no signs advertising the rents are allowed, and hosts need to live within Guilford County or directly adjacent to it.
A lot of people have said that Greensboro isn't a tourist destination, and maybe being mayor, I take it a little personally. There are a lot of great things in this city that people come for.
The city estimates there are about 600 short-term rentals, but they're not sure where those rentals are located. They'll hire a group to come in and locate those rentals so the city can ensure all properties are following the new ordinance. It goes into effect January 1st, 2024.
Efforts to build a new Guilford County school in Colfax are another step closer to reality. The City of High Point's Planning and Zoning Commission approved the plan last night. It now heads to the full City Council. The proposed K-8 school would sit on the corner of Bunker Hill and Boylston. Some neighbors have expressed concerns about the growth, while the district says it's necessary to prevent overcrowding.
More jobs could be coming to Guilford County. Right now, Pro Kidney operates out of Winston-Salem, working to treat chronic kidney disease. Company leaders are looking at growth at PTI and say they want to be a part of it. Pro Kidney is asking Guilford County commissioners for $15 million in incentives to make it happen. It would include creating 330 new jobs for the biotech company working to treat chronic kidney disease. Commissioners will consider the incentives at an upcoming meeting.
Great weather today. Chad was talking about going outside in the morning when you have, it's almost like a fall day, right? When you have those 50s in the morning, it's a little bit cool. You could put on a sweatshirt or something, have a cup of coffee. And then by the end of the day, you know, mid 70s, low to mid, that's not bad for us. Sky cover, if you look at it today, it was just kind of a mixed bag of sun in and out of the clouds, variably cloudy. Again, you can call it partly cloudy or varying sky conditions. That's the case today, tonight, possibly tomorrow, and into Friday as well. It is Saturday that things start to change for us, unfortunately, just in time for our weekend, right? I know, not the right timing we want. 73 in Greensboro right now, Burlington at 75, High Point at 74. Asheboro, you have a temperature of 74. You head down to Troy, though, it's almost 80 degrees. That's normal for us this time of the year. The normal high is 79. So we're a little bit below that, and we'll be even more below that by the time we get to Saturday and Sunday. We have some cooler air starting to move in by then. With the rain, it makes it kind of a cool, rainy climate, really, Saturday and Sunday in the Triad. Wind speeds 5 to 10 with some isolated areas heavier. Pinehurst is seeing winds, sustained winds at 17 miles per hour, so a little bit breezy in the southern Piedmont. Tonight, though, winds will be a little light. Tomorrow, 10 to 15, so that's normal. 53 tonight, 73 for tomorrow. Both counts will go partly cloudy skies. In other words, good conditions for us for the next couple of days. Saturday, here's what happens. Well, let's show you. Let's go out to a wider shot here. And there's a low pressure center developing down to the south off the coast of Florida. That'll move right up the coastline, up the Atlantic coast, and it throws back some moisture our way so that we do see a 60 to 50% chance of showers for Saturday, Sunday. A lot of people for Memorial Day will head to the beach for the weekend. Even a greater rain chance there as that low pushes back up to the north. So 7-day forecast. Let's go with temperatures here in the short term because there's really no change. 73 and 70, partly cloudy Thursday, Friday. We're in the mid to upper 60s, a cool rain for Saturday. Sunday and Monday, it is on and off showers here or there. Monday, we warm back to 72. Next week looks good about the time we go back to work. Partly cloudy 76 Tuesday, scattered clouds and 80 on Wednesday.
It is the shocking news sweeping the music industry this afternoon. Tina Turner, often called the Queen of Rock and Roll, has died. She's left quite the legacy as one of the biggest recording artists of all time. As a teenager, she started touring with Ike Turner. They eventually married in 1962, recording hit songs like Proud Mary. Turner became a pop culture icon. She was featured as a Barbie doll and was the subject of a Broadway musical, which is actually coming to the Tanger Center in Greensboro in the next Broadway series season. Rolling Stone tweeted about her today, writing, "Tina Turner was the first woman to appear on the cover of Rolling Stone, our second issue ever. Rest in peace to a legend and an icon." I mean, it is fitting that going back to the Broadway show that is based on her life, coming to the Tanger Center next March. It will be a bittersweet moment, I know, for people to see that show.
It will be. I was talking with some folks in the newsroom, and somebody said, I think of her as the ultimate entertainer, but I also think of her as a survivor because she dealt with a lot of trouble with Ike Turner. It's documented that he was physical with her. She went through a lot of turmoil in her life and came through on top.
Yeah, I was definitely shocked. I know when the news rolled into the newsroom, I went, oh, and that was kind of the reaction everybody had. I remember as a child watching the What's Love Got to Do With It movie with Angela Bassett, and you got to see, some of her life as a child and growing up through the industry and some of the things that she went through. Because, we hear the music of a lot of these stars, but they're people and they've experienced so much. And so just to see her be able to do so much and work through adversity, it's really inspiring.
It made me think of, in the 80s, she had a resurgence with What's Love Got to Do With It and all of that music. Beyond Thunderdome, some of the other movie soundtracks she did. And I was doing the math and I was like, my gosh, she was in her late 40s and early 50s when she came back and had a resurgence, and she could still perform with the best of them in her 60s. I mean, it was incredible.
You know that you had a huge impact if the songs from so many years ago are just as relevant today. There's so many young women who dress up as her for Halloween or the Barbie dolls that children play with. She's just had a huge impact on the industry.
Just think about her earliest videos were in black and white.
Yeah.
Like really, literally.
And I think that she really has gone out on top. At least publicly, we never really saw the decline, right?
Yes,
I mean,
that's right.
Every time she performed, I don't know the last time she performed publicly, but I feel like she had the same energy as she always did.
She's incredible. She was 83 years old.
Yeah.
We'll be back.
Simply the best, better than all the rest. Maybe also Proud Mary, because that's just classic. That's all I'm going to say about that. You know the sound, right? It is the sound of money coming right out of your wallet. I mean, you're getting food for your family, but it's at a cost.
I try and buy what I know I'm going to be cooking or using in a short period of time, just to avoid that whole, is it still good?
The USDA estimates nearly 40% of the food that we buy ends up in the trash. Sometimes it's because we make too much, right, and we throw it out. Sometimes we just let it go bad, right, in the fridge. Or maybe we just don't know whether the food is safe to eat or not because of whatever it says on the package.
So I know you've done that story a million times, and I still, every time I look, I'm always like, what did she say? Is this good
and
or
then
not?
you sniff and go,
I know.
I think she said it's okay to eat.
So I was wondering, how do you go about doing that? Do you look at the date? Do you not care about the date? Do you look at how it looks, how it smells?
A combination of all of it. I usually look at the date and say if it's a couple days after. Say if I got some spinach and it's 3 days after, I just kind of look at it, smell it, and then I'm like, oh, it doesn't look bad. 2 days is not going to kill me at night, and then I cook it.
I probably go more by the date, but I will add like 2 days after that. But my wife is sniff test. She'll smell everything, but I'm like, surely you can't smell when it's bad for everything. So we argue about that one.
I really go by like the level of risk of me getting sick. So like if it's milk, forget about it. If it's eggs, forget it. Even though I know I go a couple weeks after. But if it's like spinach or carrots or something like that, I'm like, I'm not gonna get sick. It's just gonna taste not very good.
So now, do you think it helps to like grocery shop a couple times a week to avoid that, or do you think that making a meal plan helps? What do you think helps with that?
I grocery shop every week, like either every Sunday afternoon or Saturday night, because I just cook for myself, and it helps make sure I just use what I need for that week, because I've noticed when I buy a ton of stuff, a lot of it starts to sit there. I'll go, I actually don't want that anymore. Let me go to Chick-fil-A, and I could have saved money. And also, if I just never bought it to begin with.
We meal prep, but with a big family, we meal prep every week, but always my wife will have to go back again. She does all the grocery stuff. She'll go back at least once during the week.
And I enjoy going to the grocery store.
Yeah, I do too.
It's like seeing what's there. A treat for me.
For me, I kind of do what Lauren does as well, but I make sure to also get like a good combination of frozen foods too. So if I don't run out of food, but I'm also, in case I like eat another meal out that I wasn't planning on, like
it won't go bad.
Food won't go bad. Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to talk about the food labels coming up at 5 o'clock. But what I wanted to kind of concentrate on this one was ideas to help you save money and not waste the food.
If you're throwing out a lot, you might be buying too much food. Shopping with a list will keep you focused on what you'll actually use.
All right, so here are some ideas on how to stop the waste. Consider buying a frozen produce. It's just as nutritious as your fresh, and you can take out only what you need, keep the rest frozen. You want to keep your dry goods in clear, airtight packaging. Not only is this going to be less susceptible to like dampness and mold and all that kind of stuff and getting stale, but you're more likely to use what you can actually see. I know that is very true for me. And last but not least, freezing extra batches of chili or leftovers or whatever it is to cut back on waste, but only if you get around to eating those leftovers. So mark the leftovers with the date that you froze them and actually what it is, so that you know what it is, right? And then you can actually have the meal that you think you're having instead of pulling out something else you don't think you're having. All right, we'll go to break.
Imagine waking up underwater, but you planned it. Okay, today was the 85th day a Florida professor woke up to fish swimming by his window.
This is a new record, y'all. Diving explorer and medical researcher Dr. Joseph Dituri broke the record for the longest time living underwater at ambient pressure.
He says he'll stay put until he reaches 100 days. He's been down there since March 1st.
This was never about the record. This was about energizing a group of kids to get into science, technology, engineering, and math. It was about learning about preservation, protection, rejuvenation in the marine environment.
The Navy veteran is examining how the body reacts to long-term exposure to extreme pressure. What a cool idea.
That is really cool.
I would probably want someone with me, though. I mean,
Yeah.
that's a long
Yeah.
time to be isolated.
That is a long
I
time.
wonder, I mean, I know that he has oxygen where he is, but if it impacts his breathing. That was the first place my mind went to. Like, is he comfortable living under the water?
So that's the first thing you thought of. My first thing is, where does he go to the restroom?
Oh, that was in my mind too.
I mean, where is it? What do you do? How does that work?
You just flush the toilet, just like you do
Out
up here,
to
right?
the water.
Right to the
I guess
water.
it probably is fertilizer for the algae or something.
I don't know how they do. I need to find that out.
Yeah, that's cool though. And I mean, to have like a professor do it, right? It's not somebody who's like this daredevil. I mean, he legitimately wants to find out what it's doing to the human body to be pressurized like
He
that.
looks really content and really
He
happy.
does.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, if it was David Blaine, it'd be a whole different experience.
he'd be
handcuffed and that's right.
blindfolded, yeah.
Exactly right. All right, let's talk about our forecast and what we have coming up. Good stuff for the next couple of days. But when we get into the weekend, we've got showers on the way, don't we? Take a look at current conditions across the region. We're all pretty similar here, aren't we? 73 in Greensboro and in Wilkesboro, 74 for Winston-Salem, and then a string of 75s, Burlington, Asheboro, and Lexington. Everybody with partly cloudy skies. We'll keep that into the night tonight. And if you look regionally, Asheville's at 75, Elizabeth City's cooler at 67. I say that's cool, but that'll be our temperature on Saturday and Sunday, mid to upper 60s. It'll be a cool, rainy weekend, unfortunately. Wilmington, though, beautiful right now at 81 degrees. Hour by hour tonight, we drop into those 50s by midnight or so, and then get down to those low to mid 50s, just depending on where you are tonight. And then a couple of clouds across the region for now. Going out to a wider shot, low pressure will develop off the Florida coast. That heads up in our direction. And yes, it's by the coast, but it throws enough moisture back. And then combined with the cooler air from that cold front, and that means this for our weekend. Here's your 7-day forecast. 73 and 70 for Thursday and Friday. Partly cloudy skies. It'll be a cloudy, kind of a rainy on and off showers for Sunday, Monday, but Saturday and Saturday afternoon and evening, that could be our best chance for some heavier rains. 65 and 67 for Saturday, Sunday. We're up to 72 Monday, and next week back to normal and clearing, 76 and 80 for Tuesday and Wednesday.
Mic check 1, 2. Groups behind the Say No to Unlimited Air.
For the song 1, 2, and then they go crazy when we put.
Chilton wants to know what happens to use bodily functions down below. Yes. What are you supposed to do?
Hey, ice cold milk and an Oreo cookie, they forever go together?
Hey, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
I'm missing my gym time, but I'm happy to be here. They want us over here.
I am moving, I am moving, I am moving.
Did they tell you about there's a part where we're going to be in the V set?
Top of 6.
Okay. Oh, that's at 6, okay.
What about super
Ooh, yes. Can you, do you see where there's tape on me? Can you just tape a little bit more?
Talking about where your IB is? On your back?
Yes.
She's having a wardrobe thing.
Just, yeah, tape my skin.
How's that?
Wonderful. Push on it hard. Thank you.
Hey! This worked out nicely.
And it's 2, not me looking at 4. Ha.
It's time for my 2 cents. Many of us have heard the saying, there's nothing in the world that good food cannot fix. I know when I'm feeling uneasy, there's nothing like a nice plate of food to help alleviate my nerves. A good plate of food doesn't have to be a dish at your favorite restaurant or a trip through the drive-thru. A hearty meal can be made right at home. I've shared with you before I enjoy cooking. Sunday meal prepping is typically a part of my weekly routine. However, I've been spending more time in the gym lately. As a result, I've been more consistent with cooking my own food at home. Health experts say cooking your own food is proven to be healthier. It's easier to watch your calories and save money too. Cooking your own food doesn't have to be bland or boring. I enjoy finding recipes for some of my favorite dishes, but with a healthier twist. In May, I made these mini bell pepper nachos. Same great taste with less carbs. Sunday, I made honey ginger sesame chicken with rice cauliflower and broccoli. Who needs a takeout menu? I've got to say, I did my thing with this one. You don't have to be a master chef to make a masterpiece in the kitchen. With a little practice and creativity, I'm sure you can whip up something great. That's my 2 cents. That's your 4 to 5. WFLY News 2 at 5 starts now.